Welcome back. The Detroit Lions took cornerback Jeff Ogadawa of Ohio State, and the Giants are on the clock right now. Matt, what are your thoughts about the Lions taking Jeff Ogadawa, cornerback of Ohio State? What are your thoughts on that? Well, I can agree with that. I think it was a good move for him. Keith, what are your thoughts on Detroit taking Jeff Ogadawa, cornerback of Ohio State? What are your thoughts on that, buddy?
Well, that was, Detroit needed help on the cornerback and the defensive end, and they're saying that
And they did wholeheartedly.
Okuda to that of, say, maybe a Denzel Ward. They're really similar in nature. Maybe Okuda may be slightly bigger than Denzel Ward, but we'll see that their projected potential parallels that of Denzel Ward. So we shall see what impact this Okuda will have in his rookie season coming into the NFL.
Well, yeah, and I can agree with you on that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but moving on to the upcoming pick with the Giants at number 4. This, Browns fans, this is where the real draft will begin. The Giants pick.
Yes, this is where it will begin. I agree with that. And I know my friend Matt Murphy agrees with that too, that this is where the draft will begin. So we are waiting for the Giants pick to come in. And right now we are in commercials. But, I mean, this is really, the Browns are really, we haven't gotten to 10 yet, but, I mean, this is going to be one of those drafts where anything can happen. And, and there could be a lot of trade-ups or trade-downs or trade-backs. And I'm looking at the top prospects right here, and because they really put a lot of top prospects in for this draft, and because between last year, this is I think going to be a whole different draft for the Browns this year, because last year between us getting Vermin and Odell Beckham and then having the draft picks that we got, I really think that season could have been a whole lot better than what we saw. I mean, because it was a very disappointing 6-10 season. But this is not going to be a rebuilding season for the Browns by any means. And I think this is where it's going to begin when we find out when the Giants pick comes in. But they had a very disappointing season, and they just struggled, and their record was just not good at all, and they need a lot of help in a lot of ways. And I really think the Giants are really, it's hard to say who the Giants are going to take with their first pick in the first round, but I really think they need to find some protection for Saquon Barkley. Matt, what are your thoughts on that? Because I feel the Giants need to find some protection for Saquon Barkley.
Well, I agree with Pete. This is kind of a big spot here.
Well, I can agree wholeheartedly with you on that, Matt, and I can agree with Keith too. Keith, what are your thoughts on the Giants? Because they need to get some protection for Saquon Barkley. What are your thoughts on that? Keith, buddy, you there? Keith? I think I might have. Keith, buddy, are you there? Keith? Yeah, Keith, I thought I lost you there for a minute, but what are your thoughts on the Giants? They need to get some protection for Saquon Barkley. What are your thoughts on that? With them having the 4th pick, and we're waiting for that pick to come in.
Well, Barkley last year was a solid contributor to the Giants overall. Whether he was Rookie of the Year, that's debatable. But be that as it may, the Giants are looking for offensive line help to help Barkley in their running game. So expect one of the top 4 offensive linemen to come off with this particular pick. As I said, the Giants pick will determine down the line how the Browns will wind up picking at number 10. So this is.
I think you're right. You're right on the money on that. Yeah, I think you are right on the money on that, Keith. And I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And we are still waiting for the Giants pick to come in. We've just gotten the draft back on the air, and we're and the Giants pick is in. We're just waiting for it to come up on the screen, and we'll give that to you in just a moment. And so we'll just wait. And I just really did, yeah, and I really agree. This is where the draft is really going to begin, because with the Giants 7 to 4, I think this is where it's all going to start, and it's going to set up the Browns for their pick when it comes to pick number 10. And
The pick is in.
yes, and I'm waiting for it to come up on the screen. It has not come up yet, and I'm waiting to see what the pick is going to be, and because they need help in a lot of positions. They really, really do. And I think especially with special teams. And it is. Oh! The New York Giants take offensive tackle Andrew Thomas of Georgia, who we thought the Browns was one of the guys the Browns might take with the 10th pick overall, but it is not going to happen, so we will have to see if they take Mekhi Becton with the 10th pick. And right now, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock right now. And so, so Matt, what are your thoughts on the Giants taking Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia?
Surprising, Scott. Very surprising.
Keith, hold on a sec.
Very surprising pick, Scott. Most people expect.
Yeah, Keith, hold on a sec. I'm asking Matt first. Hold on. Stand by. Well, I can agree with you on that, and I've seen he put up a lot of big numbers with Georgia last year, and I've seen some of his film, his work on film, and I really do agree with you on that. Now, Keith, what are your thoughts? I know you and I are both surprised that the Giants took Saquon Barkley. Now, Keith, what are your thoughts on that?
This is a very surprising pick from the Giants, but not totally out of the realm of the unexpected. Most people were speculating that the Giants were going to take Tristan Wirfs because
Yeah, a lot of people were expecting.
the best offensive lineman. But with the Giants moving to take a SEC player in Thomas, it leaves the door wide open to speculation of what's going to happen down the line as far as the Browns pick is concerned. Now that Wirfs is still on the board.
Well, and I can agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And I'm gonna get back to that because Miami is on the clock. But right now, I want to reveal the answer to this segment's trivia question. And it's oh, and I never did give it to you, did I? Well, I'm gonna do it right now. Or did I skip up? No, I didn't skip it. Coming out of Southern Miss, Brett Favre was drafted early in the second round in 1991 by what NFL team? Well, since I didn't really give it to you for the first segment, if you said the Atlanta Falcons, you are correct. This falls under what were they thinking category. The what were they thinking category, excuse me. Actually knowing that Brett Favre doesn't play well, nearly as well in a dome, who knows what his career might have been had he stayed at Atlanta. Though we know he didn't, but he had a stellar career with the Green Bay Packers, winning 2 Super Bowls with them, and also ended his career, as you know, with the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have another trivia question in the next segment. Stay tuned for that. Now, Miami is on the clock, and we're waiting for that pick to come in. and it's hard to say who they might take with this pick. And now with Andrew Thomas being off the board, do you think the Browns will take Mekhi Becton with the 10th pick? What do you think on that? Keith, hold on a sec. Do you think that the Browns, Matt, will take Mekhi Becton with the 10th pick overall? Keith, hold on. Yeah, just hold on, though. I'm asking Matt. Hold on. I can agree with that. I think they will too. I mean, I think they're going to have a good. They're going to have that option. I think you are right, and yeah, and I can agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Yeah, it'll be a foursome. Keith, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think the Browns will go with Mekhi Becton in the with the 10th pick in the first round? And what are your thoughts on it? Or do we go for a few other ways? What are your thoughts?
I'm still uncertain at this point. There is still a chance that Wentz may fall that way, or maybe even Willis from Alabama. I wouldn't mind taking Willis from Alabama if available. Or maybe if you cannot take any of the guys, watch for them to see if Simmons may fall to them at number 10.
Yeah, I agree with that.
With being off the board at this early, now the room for speculation let's let the room for speculation begin.
Yeah, and Miami's pick is in. We're waiting for it to come up on the screen, but I do agree with you on that. And so we're waiting for that one to come in. We'll find out in just a few moments. And Miami's they had a fair season, but they struggled. They had areas where they struggled, but their season was fair. It wasn't the greatest, but it was a fair season for them. And they need. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick played several good games, but they do need a solid quarterback. And I think Miami really needs that. And I think, Matt, I think your brother-in-law, Joe Monahan, is going to agree with me on that, that the Dolphins do need a solid quarterback. So what are your thoughts on that? Because the Dolphins really need a solid quarterback, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, my money would be on the
The pick is in.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. The pick is in. Hold on just a sec. I'll get back to you. And I'm going to have to get it quickly. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback of Alabama, they take.
From Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a surprise. I had a feeling Miami might take him in the first round. And Alabama. And I have a minute left of this segment. We're going to take another break, but this is kind of, I think this was a good, do you think this was a good move for the Dolphins, Keith? Do you think it was? For them to take that, to take Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback of Alabama, do you think it was a good move? Keith, buddy, you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you think this was a good move for Miami to take Tagovailoa, quarterback of Alabama?
Yes, indeed, I do, and here's why. Originally, the mock drafters was picking Miami to take Justin Herbert. As I was mentioning earlier in a prior conversation with you, Justin Herbert was ranked number 38 as far as their favorite players in this year's NFL draft. And Miami didn't want to take a quarterback that low and a totally with potential. So the move to make a sort of like a smoke screen.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Keith, I'm going to have to cut you off because here.
Mine is taking the quarterback
Yeah.
from Alabama. I think was a brilliant move by Miami.
Yeah, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
As far as their future endeavors will go.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to cut you off, Keith, because we are